chaos and violence. That candidate is the one that Malawians want. Now it's up to you too. You preach violence, you don't get a vote. And it's bad for DPP and UDF. Because you have these qualities, you have failed them. You have failed them. So there's no way that you should expect a vote unless you start changing. Be born again now. And I don't think the time is on your side. Because we have 49 days to go, if I may be wrong or less. Because I hear elections are going to be shifted closer. So you don't have time. Unfortunately, the campaign is only rested on the shoulders of one running mate. We don't know the candidate himself. Because the candidate is supposed to be the one that can go around and talk to Malawians. We are sorry on the killings of albinos. We are sorry on the corruption. We are sorry of the cash gate, of gate of what? Of tractors, gate of money, gate of adima, gate of men's. You should explain to them. And this must be specifically described or talked by the candidate himself. Don't pressurize the young boy. This young boy is an innocent boy who cannot shoulder all your evils. But you have given him a task that I don't think he'll be able to maintain or manage. Still, bullets are coming. Malawians want to go and vote for a candidate that promises to end hunger and eradicate poverty. Issues of bread and butter. Now, when I see other people sending other people to say, go and steal the vote, go and add the numbers in the computer, go and register young people, that's not what Malawians want. Malawians want a candidate that is going to promise to end hunger in Malawi and eradicate poverty. That person will get more votes. Now, it's up to you. Killing people will not give you votes. Scaring people will not give you votes. Violence will not give you votes. Instead, you are just going to create enmity. And I want to say something. I saw a letter from Malawi Defense Force. And that's bad. I must be straight to you. Malawi Defense Force has written a letter to the Vice President, Saul Chilima. Whenever you find that the children are going to their mother to complain the behavior of their father, two issues are at stake there. The marriage is at stake. The love is at stake too. DBB, what? Well, let me just offer myself. I am ready to give you guidance. Oh, for free. You don't pay me. I am ready to give you guidance that you should appeal again a vote of Malawians. Because these things that you are doing are just distancing yourself with your people. They are distancing you with the Malawians, people that have got your vote. Don't do that. Bullet number 3, besides, these disputed elections, this one that is coming on 2020, these disputed elections are for truth, not a deception. We did election of deception in 2019. That is the election that the people lied and do what? This one is about truth, only truth. Therefore, your candidates must be careful the way you campaign and sell yourselves to voters. Otherwise, it's going to be trouble. Movie number 5. Muvi Wachilungamo therefore challenges the incumbent President Peter Mutharika to be democratic enough and act as one. Why? He needs to do the following. Distinguish your capability and fire my electoral commission and genuines. That's the first thing, the key to build trust. That's the first thing to bring public trust in you. Fire my electoral commission. 2. Create an enabling environment by working with Malawians to institute a new, neutral, credible, collective electoral body. Camus did that. Why are you failing? Last, denounce violence and address pertinent issues affecting the country, including COVID-19. That one I'll repeat. Denounce violence, address pertinent issues affecting the country. In this case, we have 2. Malawi Electoral Commission is one COVID-19 number 1. Then the real COVID-19 pandemic of a disease. These are the viruses we have in Malawi. Any person, including you, Mr. President, if you address these 2, you are a hero. We will stand back here and thank you. But if you don't, movie number 6. Muvi Wachilungamo is angry with politicians of Malawi, particularly UDF and DPP. Because, UDF and DPP, because you are creating an environment whereby we can quickly label you as people that want to bring war in Malawi. Because you have denied, you are so denying continuously not to bring sanity in the country. How is sanity going to come? Sanity will come if Malawi Electoral Commission and Mrs. Jenny Ansah are fired or removed. If you keep on insisting, keeping Jenny Ansah and make in Malawi to run these elections, you are calling and you are asking for trouble. Because Malawians, let me say this clear, if you insist that Mrs. Jenny Ansah and the Malawi Electoral Commission should run these elections, and by mistake, Mrs. Jenny Ansah say that Peter Mutharika and DPP and UDF alliance have won elections, Malawi will be at war. Malawi will be at war. And I want to know who among you, as presidential candidates, or your party DPP, who wants war in the country. How are you going to run Malawi if it's in war? Haven't you learned anything from Rwanda? Haven't you learned anything from Burundi? Why do you want to bring war in Malawi? Can you remove these two viruses? First virus, Jenny Ansah and make. Second virus, COVID-19. This COVID-19, you cannot do it alone. It will help you as a country. Because when a country is peaceful, people can be able to maintain and listen to the principles of social distancing and 100 number of people. We now realize that coronavirus has just been politicized. Therefore, we demanded the reopening of, we talked about that already. Now we go to last movie of today. Muvi Wachilungamo on behalf of utopian philosophy, the generation and all citizens of Malawi who are enlightened would like to warn and caution President Peter Mutharika, Mrs. Jenny Ansah, Malawi Electoral Commission, if you do not resign as MEC, and if President will not fire you, Malawians must be assured that the outcome of these elections that are coming are already rigged. Why? I have an intel here. Somebody went to verify his voter's roll card at the center in Balaka. Someone went to Mnambuma. Someone went to Palombe. He found that these 2-3 people found that their names are appearing 18 times in the computer of Mrs. Jenny Ansah, Malawi Electoral Commission. 3 people, their names have been duplicated 6 times each. Meaning 3 people will represent 18 people in these elections. Now I want to warn Mrs. Jenny Ansah. We know the election of 2019, 5.5 million people went to vote. The overall number was 6.8 million. If any number duplicates, we are not going to accept that rubbish elections. We are not going to accept, and this time, don't make things tough. Just resign. Let Mr. Mutharika appoint a new MEC or bring 5. And Tonsi Alliance bring 5. We always say that. Then these people should run elections. If you win as DPP, we are going to congratulate you here. If you lose, we will congratulate the winners. Because we will not have any question about the credibility of elections. Now, I just want to give you the final one. It's not a movie, but just final snacks. Muvi Wachilungamo would like to address the matter about chiefs' involvement in politics in our country. Because this is another matter. It's another virus in our country. Constitutionally, I will speak slowly because I want you to understand. It's an issue that needs legality because we need to put it as a law. Constitutionally, it is said chiefs are apolitical or must be apolitical. The same law demands that chiefs must support the government of the day. This is wrong and an abuse of the rights of chiefs, to be precise, because chiefs do vote for a candidate and a part of their choice. And yet they are forced that by the time they must support the government of the day. What if they did not vote for this government? They voted for another. You are forcing them to do something that they are not interested at. Point 1. Point 2. if you say that they should be listening or serving the government of the day, then you give them room for manipulation. You can manipulate them to listen to you, and it has happened. Chiefs are people holding traditional office. They must not be restricted from holding their political opinion. They should be free, the way they do with their people in their villages and constituents and wards. Just as chiefs choose the religion of their choice, they too have a right to choose political affiliations. Government has never asked chiefs to say, don't go and preach this church, you must go in this. No, they let them to make their own choice. So the same should happen with politics. Chiefs have lost their chieftainships due to political meddlings. Many chiefs have lost their positions because they do not support that particular political party or that elite or this group of people because they have got power. Likewise, chiefs with political connections have been upgraded, promoted, and favored because of the ruling parties of the time. This must stop, because this is the one disease that is devastating our country. Muvi Wachilungamo proposed the enactment of laws through the establishment of Traditional Affairs Act in Parliament, which will see the revival or revamp of the House of Senate, where Parliament chiefs with the traditional authorities must meet and deal with the issues of traditions, culture, and customs. To the larger extent, they must be the people that, in this case that we are in now, should be consulted. We are in political crisis now. The elections were marred by serious irregularities. Parliamentarians are politicians. Ruling party are politics. Judges are neutral. But judges have told us that we need to go back to elections. What is your say?